This is a small tomato full of the magic of blue moon. This is corn full of the magic of the blue moon. But this time a new variant has emerged. That's right, Park Sejun. They once again ushered in the Black Tower, the monthly blue moon phenomenon. And the administrator Aaron is still remotely controlled as always. Honors the area of the 99th floor. This is the 9th blue moon phenomenon that Park Sejun has experienced in Black Tower. And with the help of Aaron, the flame bear and the rabbit family can already appear when blue moon appears. I moved outside. That's when it happened. The rabbit couple ran over and told Park Sejun. They have found crops that contain the scent of the blue moon. After hearing this, Park Sejun also put on a straw hat and prepared to work. This harvest of the blue moon phenomenon has the help of the rabbits. Park Sejun. It was the first time he had harvested the blue moon fruits so calmly. Suddenly, a white rabbit came running over and told Sejun. They also found corn endowed with the scent of a blue moon. Seeing this, Park Sejun hurriedly got up and rushed over to check. Follow the rabbit's guidelines. Park Sejun found corn glowing blue in a cornfield. But what surprised him was, there's another one around here. That's when it happened. Sejun also receives a message from Administrator Aaron that she is ready to rest. So Park Sejun decisively took the blue moon corn he just got, gave it to Aaron to replenish her stamina. Just as he was about to continue harvesting the blue moon fruit, suddenly, a red glowing object catches Sejun's attention. For the first time, he saw corn glowing red. Could this be another new mutant variety, like the sun sweet potato? The moment he plucked the red corn, the system message popped up. Congratulations, I harvested corn that boosted my physical strength. Your farmer class XP has increased significantly. Level 4 harvest skill proficiency has been slightly improved. Gained 30 XP. You have completed the achievement of creating a new crop variety in the Black Tower. Manhwa corn. This is the corn that grows inside the tower. Corn seeds that have been heated will explode. Cause it to expand to dozens of times its original volume. When ingested, it will be able to break down 30 grams of fat in the body. It also increases internal stamina by 0.5 in 10 minutes. When ingested, it leaves hair full and lush. Without your permission, runaway corn will not be planted. This is the third breed you create in the Black Tower. The news has been successfully transmitted to the Black Tower Jewelry Association. After reading all the pop-up messages, I was shocked. Will this red corn actually explode? And can you increase hair after eating it? Thinking of this, Park Sejun's legs weakened. Kneel down. This is exactly the kind of treasure that the Black Tower gave her. It is said to be a treasure that countless men dream of. It's not too much. Meet the giant bear who is rushing over. Park Sejun hurriedly asked her how her hair looked and felt. Hearing this, the giant bear told Baba very frankly. Her hair is unremarkable. Bacterium, SPP, becomes unusually manic. He told the bunnies to work overtime tomorrow. This new variety of corn must be sown in large colors. And replanting only requires leaving some seeds behind. He's more curious now. What exactly does the function mean when you heat it up? Soon Park Sejun thought of the spark in the dungeon. Seems to be able to help with that. However, when he went down to the dungeon, he was startled by what he saw. I saw that the apple sapling had been baptized by the blue moon. I actually grew a lot taller. Just listen to Spark tell Park Sejun. After he was illuminated by the blue moon, the strength has increased a lot. And he also discovered that he had a third ability. Her name is Spark of Guardianship. As soon as the words fell, a blue flame burst out of thin air, guided by the spark. Park Sejun's whole person was suddenly wrapped in blue fire. The spark of protection will last for 3 hours. You have become the guardian of the Spark of Guardianship. Looked at. Park Sejun also understood the principle of blue sparks. This is a new skill that can be used for defense. With that, Sejun took out the runaway corn. Hearing this, Spark suddenly understood everything. He doesn't seem to be a stranger to runaway corn. The Spark also told Sejun not to take apart the leaves before heating them. And then under his guidance, Park Sejun tied the opening of the corn with a rope. The Spark allowed Sejun not to worry about being accidentally injured by the flames. He now has a guardian spark protector and won't get hurt. Suddenly, a small flame came out of the leaves of the apple tree. Just listen to the bang. The corn in Sejun's hand actually exploded. Thankfully, a spark of guidance blocked his opening. Otherwise, the runaway corn will be fried everywhere. Seeing this, Park Sejun couldn't wait to open the red rope. Unexpectedly, when he opened it, it was actually food that he was familiar with. Popcorn. It turned out to be in the Black Tower. There's also a chance to eat popcorn from human society. I saw Park Sejun sprinkle salt on the cool popcorn. Then stir it well by hand. Just hear a crunch. The giant bear seems to have tasted a new bear deliciousness. The rabbits couldn't stop after tasting it. Look at the giant bear who eats popcorn on the side. Park Sejun always felt that her hair had become more beautiful. Suddenly there was a huge monster roar. Breaking this heartwarming picture, Park Sejun and the others hurriedly looked at the entrance of the dungeon. He remembered that Administrator Aaron had pacified the monsters. I saw the flame bear appear at the entrance of the dungeon. He asked Park Sejun to hurry out and take trip outside. Hearing this, a bad premonition sprouted from the bottom of Sejun's heart. The screen turns. A familiar figure appeared. Fall Dryad. But this time, two new monsters have appeared. They are the venom of the fall and the poison of the fall. And this time their attack seems to have been premeditated for a long time. Thousands of monsters were standing here in unison. In Park Sejun, their combat strength is only a few people. Park Sejun didn't expect it either. These monsters actually chose to be in the Blue Moon phenomenon. The bull warriors who attacked Minotauros that night. Naturally, it won't be here today. But for Park Sejun, there is no way to avoid this battle. He told the rabbits to take out their torches for defense. Unexpectedly at this time, Fallen Venom suddenly attacked. Park Sejun was also taken aback by the sudden offensive. The next second he found the monster's target. It turned out to be the torches in their hands. Sure enough, fire is something that monsters fear. But what the hell is this slimy thing? Scythe Bunny was almost disgusted by the smell of slime. Suddenly, Park Sejun noticed a plush of pink gas. It spread towards him at great speed. I saw that the warrior Black Rabbit was the first to react. With a sliding tackle, he kicked Park Sejun out of the danger zone. As a warrior, he sensed that the gases were dangerous. The warrior Black Rabbit guessed right. These are the poisons of the fall. Spit out poisonous gas. Just when Park Sejun was still annoyed. This time the battle is so tricky. The giant bear's sharp urging brought him to his senses. Just listen to a loud bang. A fallen dryad with blue eyes appears. Strictly speaking, it should be a giant. A giant fallen dryad has appeared. According to the system, he is a fallen dryad who has absorbed the breath of the blue moon. Park Sejun and the others suddenly became flustered. Didn't you say that good monsters won't absorb the energy of the blue moon? Seeing this, the flame giant bear. He told Park Sejun coldly. Today's battle is probably more auspicious. Hearing this, Park Sejun also deeply agreed. The skin wants to shake the tree. That's just self-defeating. It seems that more than 9 months of the trip to the Black Tower. Today, still ushered in the end. Can't last that long. Really hard work. Park Sejun. Suddenly, a heavy subwoofer sounded from behind Park Sejun. Let me help you. Hearing this, Sejun hurriedly turned his head. I saw the stone dragon that was supposed to be on the fountain platform. He actually came behind Park Sejun on his own. But Park Sejun remembered that he was obviously just a statue. Hearing this, the stone dragon made a sound again. He told Park Sejun. He is the great black dragon Anton Pratani. He is the father of Aaron Pratani. As soon as this statement came out, the flame bear froze in place. Aaron's dad consciousness. Why is it on this water-spraying stone dragon? The picture is just too brutal. The epic monster on the 99th floor of the Black Tower was actually wiped out by a single move. And they still have the top combat power, greatly blessed by the Blue Moon. Case. The initiator of all this is this sculpture of a black dragon with water spray. Controlling him at this time is Anton, the father of Administrator Irene. Pretty. Just when Park Sejun was still shocked by this. Aaron father, Anton, explained. This stone sculpture is infused with ancient gram magic. Originally, it was to be when his daughter Aaron had a problem. And come out to solve. I don't know why. Our portal to the Black Tower is not opening properly. As a result, they were unable to enter the Black Tower. It is impossible to exercise the authority of the Black Tower. Thankfully, the statue was moved to the 99th floor. There were some faint signals. That's why he was outside the Black Tower to control the stone dragon statue. And by looking at the logs of the Black Tower, Anton also found out Park Sejun personally relieved Aaron's runaway state. For this, he bowed his head and expressed his gratitude to Park Sejun. Immediately after that, Anton continued. During this time, I believe Park Sejun, you also found out. The Black Tower is not being managed as it should be. So we need your help very much in the future. When Yan's handsome is like a chicken, how can he, a human being, be able to participate in the management of the entire Black Tower? Then the Black Dragon Anton said the conclusion. He wants Park Sejun to take over Aaron to manage the Black Tower for a while. Listen to Sejun spread his hands. He said he couldn't leave the 99th floor. And as a farmer, he is incapable of fighting. And most importantly, he's also met himself now. And the flame bears can't solve the puzzle. A large swarm of fallen plants is gathering momentum at 100 meters. Unfortunately, when it happened, the fallen Blue Moon Dryad has launched a general attack. Seeing this, the warrior Black Rabbit reminded Sejun. They are ready to fight. Hearing this, Anton, who was attached to the stone dragon statue, slowly spoke. Such a simple thing. You're definitely capable of handling it. Because I can help you. Make the impossible possible. Immediately, the stone dragon slowly lifted. Eyes, look at the sky. Suddenly, the stone dragon shouted violently at Park Sejun. Mom, I'm Aaron's grandfather, Kaiser Predan. It's because of you and I that I didn't get to see Aaron. I want to slap you in the face, but now I can't do without you. After listening to the stone dragon's sudden gibberish, Park Sejun also seemed to understand something. Seeing this, he could only keep apologizing to the stone dragon. Hearing this, the stone dragon laughed funny. He also praised Park Sejun for being unusually polite. Followed by, the stone dragon's face changed from his previous playfulness, become very serious. I saw him slowly soaring into the air with his wings. Only a whoosh was heard. The stone dragon flew from the ground to an altitude of 10,000 meters. He looked at the fallen dryads beneath his feet without saying a word. The next second, the stone dragon glowed with blue light. Blue flames were still spitting out of his mouth. Immediately, a blue fireball erupted from the stone dragon's mouth. In just a split second, it turned into a huge fireball. Slam it into the ground. And those fallen dryads on the ground. Not even a chance to escape. Electrifying and flint. A huge blue fireball hit the fallen dryads. The potential energy of the fireball even affected a radius of 500 kilometers. Even Aaron on the top of the Black Tower. I also felt the vibrations in my sleep. However, this movement did not wake the exhausted Aaron. I saw her turn over and shouted Sejun's name and continued to fall asleep. The scene returns to the battlefield on the 99th floor, where the fallen tree stood. Huge deep pits have already appeared, and the phage crowd has already been transferred thousands of miles away by the flame giant bear family. A flame bear who is a lord-level monster. Naturally, he felt the incomparable attack of the stone dragon in advance. That's when it happened. The stone dragon appeared above Park Sejun's head. He told Park Sejun to take a look at the places where the weeds were scattered and dead. Maybe you'll find a prop that works for him. Hearing this, Park Sejun looked at the stone dragon with a surprised face. Could it be that it was a burst of equipment? Soon Sejun and they returned. The place where he confronted the fallen dryad before. It seems that the dryads have all been wiped out. Even the pit was still steaming. Suddenly, the giant bear spotted something that glowed with blue light. Take a closer look. It was found to be an item that resembled a seed. Could this be the prop that Irene's grandfather, Kaiser, was talking about? Just listen to the ding. The system popped up. You have obtained the fallen dryad. Strengthened seeds. A seed strengthened by a blue moon. If taking, increases all stats by 10 points. After reading the introduction, Park Sejun was taken back. He didn't wait for him to continue thinking. The voice of the stone dragon came. He told Park Sejun to eat it now. Boost attributes. Immediately the stone dragon said, if you let the seed stay the same all the time, he will grow a fallen dryad like he did before. So it's better to eat it. 1 yen. June looked at this blue seed. Immediately blocked the appetite. What's the difference between eating it and gnawing on the fallen dryad? Immediately Sejun said, eating it straight may not be very digestible. He wanted to ask if he could slice it and eat it again. Hearing this, the stone frowned. I don't know what tricks Park Sejun is doing. I saw Park Sejun constantly digging something in his trouser pocket. He told Stone Dragon. He has some small tomatoes here for the other party to taste. Hearing this, the Stone Dragon's brow furrowed even deeper. He then asked Park Sejun to slowly open his hand. I'm afraid that he will suddenly get some explosive fruit. The giant bear saw that the situation was not good. It's already gone. Followed by, the Stone Dragon swallowed the small tomato handed over by the phage. He stated that the Stone Dragon's mouth had a teleportation function. Just eat it. To teleport these items to his side. The screen turns. The magical little tomato was teleported into a large hand. Anton Pratani looked at the little tomato in his hand. Thoughtfully. Wait until you have finished reviewing the system introduction. He thought these might be the stones that made Aaron. The heart is beating again. He then went to the Black Tower console. Flipped through the logs. It shows the phages and rabbits in the Black Tower. Even their cooking of red locusts was recorded. According to the information of the logs, Anton only then found out. The Black Tower has been invaded by red locusts for a long time. And Park Sejun was able to eat the invading monsters as food. This also means the high-rise Black Tower natives no longer have to worry about famine. And that's not all. Park Sejun also grows a lot of crops with different effects. Presumably, these are also items that can heal the heart of AI Ling Long. And Anton, one of the administrators of the Black Tower. Pratani is also not clear. There is even a farmer's profession. Maybe this is also able to heal the dragon's heart in Aaron's body. The only hope is it. Come to think of it, Anton is also determined to study the farmer's profession carefully. When it happened, Anton's father, Kaiser, ran over in a panic. Kaiser asked Anton to hurry up and take a look at this small tomato crop. Hearing this, Anton thought there was something wrong with his crop. Hurriedly asked his father, Kaiser, what the hell happened to this little tomato? Unexpectedly, Kaiser raised his thumb very cheerfully. It means that this small tomato is too delicious. Hearing this, Anton's whole person seemed to be hit by thunder. You're in such a hurry. I just want to tell me about Park Sejun on the other side. It has been shouted 100 times in place. Yesterday, but strangely, a stone dragon that receives a magic tomato. It's as if it's back to its original stone state. Seeing this, the trial did not stay in place. He told both the warrior black rabbit and the little bear to go home. However, the giant bear seemed to be attracted by something. Stunned and motionless, I saw the giant bear turn his head happily. He asked Sejun Baba if he could give him this thing. Little bear said he also wants to have his own weapons like Brother Black Rabbit. Hearing this, Sejun rejected Little Bear's proposal. He told Cub, "This thing is too big. I can't even get it in my house." Hearing this, Little Bear's expression became very lost. He even named the piece of wood. Suddenly, the bear's brain spun. Something comes to mind, and Sejun is still urging the bear to go home. Next time, you'll be able to find him a good weapon. However, this time it was Park Sejun's turn to be the one who was shocked. I saw that the giant bear actually lifted the branch that was stuck in the ground. Then Park Sejun looked at him, shrunk the branches. This phenomenon frightened Sejun and the warrior black rabbit. I didn't expect the giant bear to have the Monkey King. Is it possible to shrink the golden hoop stick? I saw the giant bear proudly telling Sejun Baba, "It's a prop. Fall and dry it. Strengthen branches. The breath of the blue moon strengthens the hardness of the branches. You can resize as much as you like." The words, Park Sejun and the warrior black rabbit's jaws were about to drop in shock. However, at the end of the story, Park Sejun agreed. Giant bear has his first weapon item. My grandson is also a chief. Face the wind. Today is another peaceful day for Park Sejun in the dungeon. He and the bunnies watch the battle at a leisurely pace. The giant bear and the warrior black rabbit compete in martial arts. Suddenly, a familiar voice came. It turned out to be a member of the Silver Wolf tribe who had gone to the battlefield before. They collected the red locust booty and returned. But strangely, there is no sign of the three brothers of Patriarch Arca. Hearing this, Silver Wolf told Park Sejun's team leader, Alka, they were not able to get out because of the unexpected situation on the battlefield. It's all because of when they collect locusts on the 67th floor. A state of emergency is discovered. The red locust has evolved other ways to attack. Listening to Park Sejun, he hurriedly asked very worriedly. The crowd was not hurt. Suddenly touched by Park Sejun's face. The little wolf couldn't help but blush. And he explained, luckily, the lizard warrior was there to help. Everyone is fine. And the bladed green onions grown by Park Sejun. It helped them a lot in their retreat. So the defense of the waypoint. It shouldn't be conquered by the red locust army anytime soon. So the Patriarch Elka. Now it's time to go to the Dark Tower Wizards Association to ask for Iona's support. Hearing this, Park Sejun's relaxed mood couldn't help but tense again. I don't know how Theo and their trip went. The screen turns. Come to passage on one of the floors of Black Tower. And the headquarters of the Wizards of the Black Tower is here. I saw Elka and Elkakin. The three brothers appear at the front desk of the Wizards Guild. Elka asked anxiously, "Do you know the whereabouts of President Iona?" Apparently Iona herself was not at HQ. After the front desk were called, Iona seems to have said she was going to a place called Neil Village. Hearing this, Elki immediately turned his head to look at Elka. Neil Village. Isn't that place just the hometown of Representative Theo? Orin, the silly son of the village chief's family, inadvertently let go of the secret of the Master Theo. Immediately frightened, he fell to his knees, frantically begged the other party to spare his life. Now, Theo hummed a little song and appeared happily at the entrance to the Black Tower passage. He was just about to take a few interns to the sales practice. Orin, on the other hand, was left far behind by Theo. Suddenly, Orin's knees hit. The body loses its center of gravity in an instant. Just listen to the thump. Orin landed on his face. The dog and eat Xiong. Orin's face was immediately covered with 2 strings of small pearls. Immediately, he yelled at the guy who was in his way. This person is none other than Iona the hamster, the president of the Sorcerers Guild. However, Orin did not know the identity of the other party. Also threatened to scare the other party. I'm going to get rid of this little mouse. Unexpectedly, the small-minded Iona immediately warmed him up when she heard this. I hate it when people call him a little mouse. That's when it happened. Theo's figure appeared. He was about to open his mouth to Seoul on. Can't keep up with the big troops. After seeing Iona, an acquaintance on the side, I said hello to each other. See this? Orin immediately sweated. It's hard not Theo. Do you know this hamster? Yes, that's right. We are very close to each other. Iona was dumbfounded. You say so. People will be misunderstood. It's obvious. Oron has misunderstood their relationship. Just when Iona told Theo. After he was hit by Orin changed his attitude. Immediately fell to his knees, desperately begging for mercy from Iona. It's all to blame for his lack of eyes. It was too much of a hurry to get to this situation. After hearing this, Theo also began to help him, a fool, and his subordinates began to intercede. See that Oren has a relationship with Theo. Iona didn't want to continue her seizures. Just when the two sides were ready to say goodbye, Iona told Theo. Next he was going to meet someone in the village of Neil. Hearing this, Theo said, "There he is too. Where to go next?" Because Neil village is his and Oren's hometown. After hearing this, Iona asked Theo to form a team. But Theo seemed to be worried about something. Didn't immediately agree to come down. Suddenly, Oren grabbed Theo's arm violently. He begged Theo to take them back to Neil's village first. He had something urgent to tell him. Father heard this. Theo then explained the reason for his hesitation. He planned to sell all the contents of his backpack first. Then we set off back to the village. However, the stupid son of the village chief, Oren immediately thought of a solution. Let's go back to the village first. He would ask his father to give Theo 1,000 tat. You must know that their family is the richest family in the village. And go back to the village first. Wouldn't it be better for everyone to see what Theo's success looks like? If Mary, who has a lot of self-esteem, sees you as you are, he'll definitely regret his decision. Hear the words. Theo smiled slightly. Oh, as a businessman's. Of course, he knows the truth that sheep doesn't take advantage of bastards. Theo then turned around and told Iona the hamster. They can go to Neil village together. But Iona clearly grasped the key words of their call. He asked who Theo Marie is. I saw Theo wave his hand disdainfully. Indicates that the other party is nothing. But in fact, his heart has already started to feel good in advance. If only so many people in the village saw that he was so successful now. Not all of them came running over to me. Unexpectedly, Oren on the side showed a malicious smile. It turned out that everything he just said was used to coax Theo. When he got back to the village, we'll definitely rely on the strength of the family to teach Theo a hard lesson. At this time, Iona the hamster is also very active in her heart. He didn't know why he suddenly cared. The man called Mary. That's it. The three of them set out on the journey to Neil village with their own thoughts. As screen turns, the group arrived at the village of Gleanier. But the scene that greeted them stopped them. Countless skinny villagers slumped on the side of the road. There was also the constant crying of a baby. The look on the faces of the villagers all revealed that they had gone through a lot of hardship. And the village market is even more empty. Apparently, they haven't had access to new food for a long time. Is this still the village of Neil, their familiar hometown? Theo then asked the intern Jeff in a panic. That's not the case when they went out. The answer, of course, is no. Suddenly, the movement on the side attracted Theo's people. I saw a woman looking at the figure of intern Jeff in shock. It turned out to be Jeff's mom showing up here with her sister. Then the woman explained. The reason why it became like this here. It's all because of the sudden appearance of Jinka Lake. A monster that looks like a frog. They obstruct fishing. It completely changed the life of self-sufficient food in the village. It's not that the village didn't want people to solve this problem, but it would be nice if the young people in the village were able to save their lives. The price of food on other floors has risen wildly during this time. Can't afford it at all. They haven't seen new food for a long time. Hearing this, Theo inquired seriously about the frog monster that appeared in the lake. He had seen one or two of them before while fishing in the lake. However, Jeff's mom trembled. It's not just one or two there. Rather, there are thousands of frog-like monsters. A few weeks ago, people from Mercenary Guild came once. But I don't know why the number of monsters has increased again. Hear, hear. Iona, who had been silent for a long time, spoke. He asked where the mercenaries were. The woman replied yes. They are currently at the residence of Oren's father, Isla. Theo, on the side, was rummaging through his bag. Suddenly hundreds of piranhas slipped out of his small backpack. This feat frightened the surrounding villagers. They hadn't seen fresh food in a long, long time. Theo then asked Jeff to let them divide the piranhas evenly among the villagers. His next step was to go to Oron's father's house. Unexpectedly, Theo turned his head and found Oron. Where are the figures at this time? Suddenly, an idea came to Theo's mind. That guy in Oron actually ran away. Theo, he's right. At this time, Oron was frantically rushing towards his home. It was impossible for him, Oron, to stoop to work under Theo. As long as he gets home, there must be a way to fix it. Suddenly, a figure swooped down on the Orons. It was none other than Elka, the leader of the Silver Wolf tribe. This horrific scene almost scared Oron out of his mind. Fortunately, his legs softened in time, only to dodge the opponent's attack. Elka then angrily questioned, why didn't Oron show up at Theo's side? He remembered that Oron had been following Theo. Together, they walked down the Black Tower. Seeing that Oron was frightened, he was stumbling. I can't tell. Elka hurriedly opened her sharp fangs to scare the other party. That's when it happened. A black figure burst out from the side. I saw that Elka was beaten by the sudden attack and flew 10 meters away. Elka, who was flying in the air, quickly calmed down, glaring fiercely at the comer. What is the appearance of this black wolf? And why would he protect Oren? Black Cat Oren made a decision that he would regret for the rest of his life. He actually held the archmage hamster Iona hostage for a few hours. He was lucky enough to be saved by a black wolf. And Elka's reinforcements, Elkakin, happened to be here. At the moment of seeing the black wolf, the two of them couldn't help but exclaim. It seems that the relationship between the black wolf and silver wolf is not friendly. Seeing this, Oren, who saw the situation clearly, hurriedly prayed to the black wolf for help. Unexpectedly, the black wolf let Oren leave first. It turned out that he had received an urgent commission to protect Oren. Will appear here. Listening to Oren's nervous mood vanished. He hurriedly walked briskly in the direction of his home. However, Elka, who saw this, couldn't sit still. He still had a lot of questions for Oren to answer. If the black wolf insists on getting in the way, he had no choice but to use force to solve the problem. However, the black wolf who heard this did not panic at all. Compared to the guise of the silver wolf, he is still very confident in his strength and combat effectiveness. He was the right and left hand of Hegel, the leader of the black wolf tribe. However, that's when it happened. Suddenly, a cluster of nameless fire burst out of the sky. In an instant, the black wolf was burned on the outside and tender on the inside. Saburo, who saw the scene, was shocked. Of course, this is not their handiwork. It's Iona the hamster who rushed here. He shot. He was joined by Theo, a wandering trader. After seeing that Theo was safe and sound, Alka's hanging heart also relaxed. Then he explained the ins and outs of his encounter with Oron and the black wolf. Said it. It's a pity. Oron fled after being covered by the black wolf. Hearing this, Iona unhurriedly asked everyone to follow in Oron's footsteps. He was also going to the house of Oron's father, Elier. And at this time Elier was in the conference room. There was a huge figure sitting. Presumably, he is the leader of the Black Wolf free mercenaries mentioned by Huff. Hegel. It turned out that the news that Oren was going back to the village was known to Elier in advance. That's why he instructed the Black Wolf mercenary group to come over. Keep Oren safe. Suddenly, the door to the conference room was slammed open. Oren, he's back. Seeing this, Eliel strode forward, looking at Oren empty-handed. Elier was puzzled. Before he went out, he told him where the food to be purchased went. Hearing this, Oren threw his head back and burst into tears. He told his father. Own tower coins went in the merchant street. They were all tricked by a cat named Theo and a goblin. Hear Theo's familiar name. Elier was even more confused. Isn't he Orani's most simple and kind playmate in his childhood? Hear my father's words. Oren was even more angry. He angrily denounced Theo as a cannibal who doesn't spit out bones. Not only forced him to sign the contract, and continued to enslave him to work. And behind Theo, there is one that has neither feet. A guy with no wings either. He claimed to be Lord Black Dragon. They even enslaved a large herd of rabbits under their hands, working day and night in the fields. I have to say, Oren's eloquence is still very good. At least he's turning right and wrong upside down. No mud and water in the slightest. Hegel slammed the table. After listening to all this silently, he was already angry. I didn't expect there to be such evil people in the Black Tower. Someone dared to call himself the Black Dragon Lord of the Black Tower. Listen to Oren's vicious assessment. It's more like a surging river. Timus, he knew that the strong man in front of him was the leader of the Black Wolf. Hegel, although it is not known why he appeared in his own home. But as long as you take advantage of the Black Wolf clan, worship the Grey Black Dragon. That's enough. And Oron fell to his knees. Very religiously please Hegel. Let him be sure to dispose of those who bear the name of the Great Black Dragon. Evildoers. Hearing this, Hegel coldly let Oren lead. The guy who can be the leader. Naturally, it will not be at the mercy of others. He wanted to see it for himself, in order to make a practical judgment. Hearing that, Oron knew that his plan was on the verge of success. At this time, the servant outside the door also received news of the visitor. Seeing this, Oren mysteriously asked his father Elier. The thing in the warehouse is still there. He needs them so much right now. The screen turns. Outside Eiler's house. Elkatikin and Theo. They're already here. Everyone has been waiting here for a long time. I didn't see anyone come out to receive them. If you want to force your way in. As soon as he said it, he was reprimanded by Theo. As a subordinate of Lord Black Dragon. How could behavior be so rude? That's when it happened. The door slowly opened. Oren stood arrogantly in the doorway and faced Theo. Everyone didn't expect them to have the courage to come to their house. Hearing this, Theo didn't hurry up and asked Oron to correct it. Here is Lair's house. Not his. See, it's not cheap. Oron condescendingly told Theo. Now on, it was no longer possible for him to enslave himself in the Black Tower. But Theo was speechless. All of this is done with a signed contract. Breaking the contract will be punished greatly. Theo then told Oron, if you don't obey his command again, the contract will have to be extended by 30 days. Hearing Oren's very unnatural expression, He wanted to see the contract for himself. Theo, he must have done something to his contract. Meanwhile, Oron kept walking towards Theo. His purpose was certainly not to look at the contract. When it happened, Oron pulled out a prop containing the green liquid from behind him. The subtle movements were keenly captured by Elka. But when he wanted to remind Theo, it was too late. I saw Oron spill all the green liquid at Theo. At this critical moment, a blue barrier appeared to fend off Oron's attack. I saw a blue barrier, like an enchantment, wrap Theo up, to Oron's surprise. Theo actually had protective magic on him. It seems that it was Park Sejun's blue flame that played a role, just as Oron pondered his next move, only to find a huge claw slamming towards him. Thankfully, Oron dodged in time. I didn't get smashed. His carefully planned actions. Perfection declares failure. The bottle containing the potion was also picked up by the hamster Ione. It turns out that there's one of them, a valuable potion that can tear up the Black Tower contract in an instant. It's a pity that Oron's plan was miscalculated. Park Sejun's blue flame, protection magic. Hearing this, Theo said angrily, he won't give up. He's going to extend Oron's hours all the way back. Seeing this, Oron broke the jar and broke. I saw him grab the nearest Iona and stretched out his proud sharp claws to it. He told Theo, if the employment contract is not terminated immediately, he immediately ended the hamster's life. Theo and Elka, who saw this, were also angry. I didn't expect Oron to do things so well. Oron is very happy with his current performance, and he still has Hagel's whole card. Naturally, he had a chance to win. That's when it happened. Oron yelled into the room, and so that Hegel can come out and deal with these guys. Hear Hegel's name. The three of them were shocked. I didn't expect that guy to be here. But little by little, time passed. There was no response or movement from inside the house. Oron, who was completely sure, felt a chill in his heart. Could be that something has changed? That's when it happened. Iona the hamster spoke. Are you saying that Hegel guy is going to smash me to pieces? Hearing that the hostages in his hands actually dared to speak, Oron just wanted to have a seizure, only to find that a strange phenomenon appeared. Why did his body suddenly stop moving? I saw Iona slowly move Oron's little hand away. Then he said slowly, he cast a paralyzing spell. So your body is out of your control for the time being. But Mr. Oron, the president of the Wizards of Black Tower, Iona, how dare you ignore me? You must bear the price of betraying Theo. At this time, Oron's heart was dancing on a hot pan. If only I had known the identity of the other party. Give him 10,000 guts and don't dare to hold him hostage. And even more excessively, Theo, that guy, how rebellious his connections are. Hegel, the top mercenary of the Black Tower, really kicked the iron plate this time. I thought it was just to help the employer teach the cat, who called himself the Black Dragon, a lesson. Unexpectedly, he saw the hamster that made him creepy. Black Cat, Oron couldn't have imagined it. The most crucial part of his plan was miscalculated. Hegel, the leader of the Black Wolf tribe, had been watching them from the beginning, even though Oron's cries had spread throughout the mansion. But Hegel did not dare to come to the fore to help. After all, that's the famous president of the Wizards Guild, Iona Hamster. Iona, however, had already sensed Hegel's breath. With a shout from him, I saw a figure flashing very numbly out of the mansion. Breathing room. Hegel approached Iona the hamster. Seeing this scene, the silver wolf Elka was also taken aback. I didn't expect the leader of the Black Wolf tribe to be really here. According to Elka, the Black Wolf tribe is a top-tier mercenary, even better than their silver wolf tribe. Core. It is also very famous in the Black Tower. But Hegel did not want war this time. I saw him saluting the hamster Iona very reverently. But Iona doesn't eat it. He angrily asked if the other party wanted to destroy him. Hegel's face trembled when he heard this. Hurriedly explained. She listened to the villain's words. What's going to happen? You must know that if you give him 100 dust, you will not dare to move. A hair on Lord Iona. This made the audience on the sidelines, Elka, dumbfounded. Is this still the Hegel he knew? Seeing this, Elihire ran out very brightly. Compliment Io the hamster. That's when he was just about to stage a scene of his father's kindness and laughter. A burst of purple magic struck him. In an instant, Elihire stiffened. Unable to move, it turned out that the hamster Iona was looking for someone on his trip. It was none other than Hegel, the leader of Black Wolves. He had already issued a commission to him before that. But it's a pity. Hegel's crusade against the monsters of Lake Jenka failed. Recently, Iona the hamster sensed that something was wrong in the Black Tower. There is a force from another dimension, forced into the world of the Black Tower, and gathered on a monster in the middle of the 55th floor of Shinkao Lake. And he relied on this power to hatch countless gulls in the lake. If this trend continues, the creatures beneath the lake will be doomed, because 67 layers are to be processed at the same time. The event of the invasion of the Red Locust Army. That's why Iona entrusted this to Hegel. But Hegel did not fulfill the commission as he had hoped. Hegel explained, while they go there, it has been successfully hatched. Thousands of monsters. And fighting in the water is not a very good plan either. Hear the other person's explanation. Iona the hamster was very angry. Those monsters were meant to live in the water. All they need is to deal with the eggs that haven't hatched yet. I didn't expect Hegel to do that. As a result, the villagers of the surrounding village of Neil have suffered greatly. I only listened to Iona get angrier and angrier the more she spoke. In an instant, a huge flame magic appeared in the sky. Couldn't tolerate it. Can't do it. The existence of people who are still arguing incessantly. There was a mistake in his philosophy. You must be punished. And those ungrateful cats don't want to escape. Immediately, the sky was enveloped in balls of flames. Iona's posture seemed to destroy the place completely. Seeing this, Theo on his side was so anxious that he jumped to his feet. Iona's magic will surely affect them. Theo can only continue to protect the magic, constantly shouting Iona's name. In the next second, a crack appeared in his protective barrier. Just as the hamster Iona was about to cast this earth-destroying magic. A moment ago, a figure climbed up Elka's body at breakneck speed. Then he leaped with the help of the top of his head. Theo broke free for the first time. He threw himself at Iona in the air. Just as Theo jumped to meet Iona's eyes, I saw that his body was too strong. Instantly fell. Fortunately, Theo, who is agile, caught Iona's magic wand in time. This accidentally prevented Iona's magic from working. Seeing this, Theo hurriedly explained to the other party. Calm him down. Mage down. None of the creatures underneath are immune. Do you want to watch me die? A hamster who is angry when he hears it. Iona calmed down instantly. Theo and the others were not in his range of punishment, and there are also black dragon subordinates. Iona is even less likely to hurt Theo. Instantly, he snapped his fingers at the massive ball of flames. In an instant, all the magical energy was rapidly fading. Moment. The orb that would have destroyed everything was gone. This scene shocked Hegel for 2.5 years. He knew Iona's temper all the better, and the orange cat actually defused his anger so easily. The conversation between the two in the sky did not escape Hegel's ears either. It turned out that the orange cat was actually a subordinate of the gray-black dragon. See the two land safely. Elka's hanging heart was relieved. And Theo, too, almost thought he couldn't get it. Orana's 1,000 tacoins. But this is a confessional word. But it made Iona on the side very displeased. I didn't expect Theo to be such a person. Theo looked at Elier and his son. To know. They're even contract potions. A family that has a lot of valuable treasures. Immediately, Theo made a suggestion to Iona. In fact, it can be in a form of looting property. To offset the wrongs they have committed. Iona the hamster smiled warmly. That sounds like a pretty good idea. And the two people who stood on the side and couldn't move were already in tears. They knew that there was going to be a burglar in their house today. Can't hide. Screen turns. Elier and his son drooped their ears. Led the group into a room. I didn't expect Elier's family's treasury to be so big. Under Theo's skillful command. Elka. They were very quick to put the valuable things here. All looted. On the other side, Iona was also shocked by the scenery in front of her. Oren's house actually has so many precious magic books hidden. The discerning Eliel walked over leisurely. Tell Iona. Magic books here. If there's something to see, you take them all with you. As soon as the words fell, Iona plunged headlong into the sea of books. Suddenly, Theo found a treasure in a pile of treasures. This pen looks like it can sell for a lot of money. However, a dark shadow came up at this time. Theo didn't expect it to be a black wolf. Hegel. Hegel muttered a few words. At this time, his heart was engaged in a fierce ideological struggle. I saw him grit his teeth and kneel towards Theo. He prayed to Theo to accept the Black Wolf tribe as his subordinate. Hegel's sudden actions and words really got through here. What kind of drama are you trying to do? The screen turns. Go to the administrator space on the top floor of the Black Tower. I saw the administrator Aaron stretching lazily. He has experienced the hard work of Blue Moon. I just woke up and slept peacefully. I really feel very happy. We didn't know us. A lot has happened in the Black Tower during this time. But Aaron got up the first time. I just want to see what Park Sejun is doing. With the sound of the crystal ball turning on, countless system notifications popped up in one go. You have more than 1,000 unread messages. Please clean up promptly. However, Aaron, who did not follow the usual path, didn't even think about it. I pulled all the information into the trash. Now there is nothing to stop him from seeing Park Sejun's movements. I saw the crystal ball field of vision expand. Park Sejun was not found. Immediately, Aaron hurriedly pulled the camera to Park Sejun's house. He acted a giant bear waving a tree branch in front of him. It immediately caught his attention. However, Aaron, who was full of observation, immediately found a clue. At this time, the giant bear was still waving the branches in his hand. A system message popped up. The caretaker asks you what the branch is. Hearing this, Little Bear explained, "This is a fallen branch that has absorbed the energy of the blue moon." Irene was shocked. "That's a very powerful monster on the 99th floor of the Black Tower, right? Why did it turn into a branch and appear in the hands of the giant bear?" Immediately, the bear turned a black dragon statue of the blue moon into a living dragon. Then a laser bombarded the ins and outs of the monster. At all. This stunned Aaron, the administrator on the other end. Did the bear say that the statue became alive? Think of it. A big smile appeared on Aaron's face. It must be Grandpa's style that didn't run.